We're about to spend 100 hours inside the most radioactive place on Earth, where the equivalent of 400 Hiroshima-sized atomic bombs were released at the exact same moment. Welcome to the Chernobyl nuclear disaster exclusion zone. Over the next 4 days, we will be getting access to all of the most restricted, off-limits, and dangerous areas, including the reactor itself and the control room that led to the catastrophic meltdown. As one of the largest abandoned areas on this planet, we will be exploring nearly every city, town, building, and relic within this 1,000 square mile area, while sleeping within it. This includes the entire abandoned city, Pripyat, and its amusement park, the stadium, infamous hospitals, endless overgrown dystopian apartment buildings, and the schools still filled with children's supplies, as well as a visit to the Duga radar station, the extremely radioactive Red Forest, village of Kapachi, and countless more locations. Our goal was also to learn as much as possible with exclusive interviews of those sharing their first-hand experience during the day of the meltdown, scientists and engineers that worked to prevent this from happening again, and paying a visit to the babushkas who refused to leave the radioactive zone and still live here nearly 40 years later. This was truly the most remarkable 4 days of our lives in a place with a disaster so catastrophic it had the potential to kill half of the planet.
Иногда спрашивают, может ли взорваться атомная электростанция. Ну, я могу с полной ответственностью заявить, что это совершенно исключено. Но...
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to TFIL and our 100 hours inside of the Chernobyl Exclusion Zone series. We're in Pripyat right now. There's actually no one else here, which is just insane.
We got a dog here.
Yeah. We have our Chernobyl.
Yeah. And what?
I put Chernobyl and dog together, but it didn't work.
We are going to be spending so much time here. The focus of today is to see the entire city and kind of understand what this place used to look like and actually what it was envisioned to become. It is probably one of the most remarkable cities on Earth.
On the morning of April 26, 1986, the workers at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant were preparing to shut down Reactor 4 for a safety test. This test was meant to have run earlier in the night. However, a power outage at another power plant forced the reactor to stay online, despite the fact that the shutdown procedures had already begun. This caused the reactor to run at a lower power level, causing it to not produce enough heat to burn off the xenon created by the fuel rods decaying over time. Xenon absorbs radiation, and this causes the power output to decrease below what was necessary for the safety test to occur. To bring the reactor back to an acceptable power level, nearly all of the boron control rods which regulated the power output were taken out of the reactor, and graphite, which accelerated the process, was inserted to prevent too much water from filling the empty space, which would have also slowed down the reactor. However, due to nearly all the control rods being removed, this caused the water that was being used to cool the reactor to boil faster than expected, causing it to not be able to cool the reactor, which caused the reactor to heat up. The reactor had entered into a fatal feedback loop. The emergency scram button, AZ5, is pressed, causing all of the control rods to start to lower into the reactor. However, the graphite was still in the way. This caused the control rods to push the graphite deeper into the reactor. The graphite began to accelerate the reaction even more, until the explosion released massive amounts of radiation into the surrounding area and into the atmosphere. It took the Soviet government 36 hours to notify the local population and start evacuating, telling them it was only a minor accident and that they'd be back in 3 days. They wanted to keep the true extent of the accident under wraps, and they probably could have if the radiation had stayed within the Soviet Union, as expected.
The first word that something was seriously wrong came from this power plant in eastern Sweden, where workers coming on the job registered abnormally high levels of radiation on their bodies. And as tests were conducted, similar puzzling reports of high radiation came in from all over Scandinavia. But still, no accidents were reported.
The fallout, literal and metaphorical, would be one of the many contributing factors to the fall of the Soviet Union just 5 years later. Now the area 30 miles in every direction of the reactor, where over 350,000 people lived, lies abandoned. Not just ghost towns, but ghost cities.
On the right side you can see offices where people work. Look over there. Transportation complex, all buses, trucks which are in use. Apartment blocks where people used to live. They are in use as dormitories for local workers. Wow. You see, there's one of the local shops, another office building. Now we reached one of the abandoned settlements or villages within the territory of Ukrainian exclusion zone, and there are almost like 200. Settlements which were evacuated and relocated from the exclusion zone. This is one of them. This is the territory of Zalisa village, which used to be one of the biggest and one of the most populated villages within the territory of Chernobyl district. So on the left side you can see like a local nursery where women could give birth. One of them, and if you get closer to the window you can see some like registers, some medicine.
3,000 people live here alone?
Yeah.
Where did most of them go?
Mostly people were evacuated to different kind of settlements within the territory of Kiev's region.
Like they didn't have a choice, right? It was wherever
No,
the
they
government...
were told like, yeah, you go there.
Yeah.
Like Soviet authorities quickly built them like new houses or many like apartment blocks, even in Kiev. The left bank, for example, of Kiev, like with many like high rises. That's where people were provided new accommodations.
Were they given any
Chernobyl refugees? They gave them some compensations for the belongings which they left here. But from what I know, in the middle of 1986, inhabitants of Pripyat town, they had a chance to come back and to pick some non-contaminated belongings from their apartments.
Wow.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
they were going inside the apartments and they were taking like mostly like small things, like like photographs,
35-year-old,
documents or stuff
everything,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah, and every person was like provided with the like police officer and like dosimetries, and they were checking like every single item that people wanted to take in case of like radiation. People did not want to take. Sometimes they had like the handicapped like relatives. Yeah, they were told that it's only for 3 days. And they told them, oh, it's much better for you to stay here, in 3 days we'll just come back. So then Soviet authorities needed to solve all these problems. Like many young people went like camping some 20-25 kilometers from Pripyat because they thought that in 3 days they would have a chance to come back.
Were people being told why? Were they like informed, like if you stay here, radiation? Or
No,
was
no,
it
they
just
were
you need
told,
to
oh,
leave?
you leave.
That's it?
Yeah, they were told, close windows, doors, like everything, and just you go away.
That's it? No.
Yeah. Some people stay there only like workers of the power station, like all inhabitants, like civil population. They were evacuated, but workers of the power station and like police guards and so on, they stayed in Pripyat. So they just needed to find the safer places for workers to stay.
Got it.
Only after decontamination of Pripyat for many years, many facilities were still kept in use as scientific centers, laboratories and so on. Complexes for like metal decontamination and so on.
Alright, let's walk around. That's crazy.
And here is the main square of Chernobyl town. And here we have this memorial complex, that third apocalyptic angel. Right behind the angel you can see that concrete foundation. That's pretty much the map of the exclusion zone. That's how it looks like. Like in total exclusion zone, I mean Ukrainian exclusion zone, yeah, right behind the thing, yeah. That's the map of the exclusion zone. Yeah, we can go outside and I'll explain you in detail, yeah, all the signs and everything over there. You know wormwood? Wood? Wormwood.
Wormwood.
Oh, wormwood, yeah. Have you tried absinthe?
Yeah.
Absinthe?
Oh, I
Hard to get.
haven't.
You can't get it in the United States.
No?
Yes, you
He
can.
said he was going to drink it here.
So absinthe is made of the herb of the plant they stole.
Oh.
And in Ukrainian language, Chernobyl, that's the name of the wormwood.
Ah.
Yeah. So the name of the town is derived from this herb. And the name of this memorial complex is the Wormwood Star. Why is that? Because in the Bible, in the Revelation of Jones, there's one passage which is related to like apocalyptic times, and the name Wormwood is mentioned there. The third angel sounded his trumpet, and a big star, like blazing like a torch, fell down from the sky. The name of that star was Wormwood, Chernobyl. It fell down on the springs of water, and a lot of people died from the water that had become bitter, because wormwood is very, very bitter. So we just linked that prediction that was stated in the Bible to this disaster. That's why the name of this memorial complex is the Wormwood Star. So if you look on the map, so this is the town of Chernobyl. That's where we are.
Oh, that is right there. That's where we are right now.
Yeah. Then we're going to enter the 10K zone, which is severely contaminated. This one is a buffer zone. This one is relatively clean side. That one is like severely contaminated. From the town of Chernobyl, it's like 15 kilometers to the power station. Again, I stress on the fact that the town of Chernobyl had nothing to do with the power station. It just gave a name, that's all. One of the main streets of the town of Chernobyl. Try to guess the name of the street.
Chernobyl.
No, Soviet Street. Yeah.
Okay.
Very good. There's a prosecutor's office to the right. One of the gyms where people can go and train themselves. There is also like, you can see the digital screen on the wall. That's automatic radiation monitoring system of the area. There are special devices that monitor the radiation background, show the name of the place, and tells like the radiation background there. Mr. Lenin,
Vladimir.
one of few Lenin monuments which were preserved on the territory of Ukraine. And in front of us you can see a local like Palace of Culture building or leisure house. That's the trial place. Trial place for those like 8 people who were blamed for the Chernobyl disaster. It took place here in 1987. Talking about, for example, the director of the power station, like he had nothing to do with that. Yeah, he signed the papers for the test which was carried out that night, but like he was like peacefully sleeping in his apartment, including like chief engineer of the power station the same, but they just signed the papers according to which like the test supposed to be carried out, and like they were blamed for that. But yeah, that's the place where it all pretty much happened. Because according to the legislation of like Soviet Union, trial place is supposed to happen close to the place where crime was committed. So they chose the town of Chernobyl because it was like much safer than in the town of Pripyat.
After we left the city of Chernobyl, we drove to what was once the largest radar array in the Soviet Union. So powerful that it would often interfere with radio and TV signals all across the world. The Russian woodpecker.
We are entering the territory of the former top secret military object, which was named as Duga, a radar station. These radar stations, the main purpose of them was to look over the horizon and to spot nuclear missiles launches from the territory of USA. They started to develop these systems immediately after World War II, and the real development was started like at the beginning of the 60s. Short frequency radio signals, when they are transmitted, they are deflected from the ionosphere to the ground, from the ground to the ionosphere, and in such a way they make like few jumps over the horizon. In case nuclear missile or missiles are launched, they're deflected from them, getting back to the receiver. Receiver processes all these signals, and with the help of special algorithms the Soviet authorities were working on, they're supposed to define from what object signals got deflected.
Interesting.
This is only the receiver. There are 2 antennas here.
That's just the receiver?
Yeah, and transmitter was located some 50 kilometers away from here. So transmitter was used just to transfer signals, receiver just to catch them.
Yeah.
It was a kind of brand new technology that Soviet authorities tried to use for military needs and for military purposes. Like almost everything back in the days during Soviet times worked for military purposes. Even different kinds of factories and plants which could produce like tape recorders, like tires or whatever. Some were at the basements, in the hidden places. There were like scientists sitting and like developing different or making different kind of details for nuclear missiles, rockets or whatever. But unfortunately, this system like never worked perfectly well. For low and medium distances, they were pretty much good. But the main purpose of them was to look over the horizon for a distance of 10,000 and even more kilometers. For those distances, they were not so good.
How tall is that?
150 meters.
How fast do you think we can climb it right now?
How long do you plan to make this like all day long?
Yeah, probably. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the most impressive object like within the exclusion zone, from my point of view.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
yeah, after 10 years of my work, still
Yeah.
like these things
This is
impresses me like most of all. So after the disaster in 1986, civil population again was immediately evacuated from here. Soldiers and officers, they were left here to guard the place because it used to be like top secret military object. On the map of the Soviet Union, this entire place was marked the unfinished summer camp. And up to like the middle of 1987, there were still soldiers here. Only in 1987 a final decision was made to shut down this thing, and the most valuable equipment with all the documents, they were shipped from here to Komsomolsk-on-Amur base. That station was still like running up to the end of the Cold War. Then they realized that there is no sense, no meaning to use them. Like modern satellites appeared like in other like systems, so they just shut them down. Oh, wow. And sandy soil. Yeah,
This sandy soil is
Look at this.
Wow.
What?
If you fell from the top, you'd hit so many things on the way
You
down.
would plinko the whole way down and then you'd probably walk away okay, huh?
Yep. This symmetry is beautiful.
So this is the command center. This is the heart of this entire place. So all the rooms in this facility, they were filled with those like old school computers. And that's where they processed all the signals which were caught by these both antennas.
Are they still? Like, are there computers still in there?
No, there's nothing in there. Yeah, they removed like all the slots with information. They just like, they just gone. Nothing much in there.
How much do you think it cost to build this? This whole operation?
From this information that I found, from 600 million up to 1 billion.
600 million up to... And for how long was it in operation for?
So for the first time they turned it on in 1976. So it's like for 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
$1 billion for 10 years. 100 million a year.
And this is in 1960s, right?
Like they started to develop these systems in 1960s.
So was it that
But they
amount of
started
money
to
at
build
that
them,
time?
like, in 1970.
Because then that means that must have been insanely more expensive now.
And now look, we are approaching to the territory of Kopachi village. That's one of the villages where old wooden houses were knocked down and buried. Like pores of woods, they hold radioactivity. And after the disaster, Soviet authorities were really much afraid of any like wildfire that could take place at this territory, because it could release all that radioactivity up into the air and spread by wind, like blow by wind again. So they made a decision to knock down all wooden houses which were located close by the site of the power station. And here is one of those like settlements where wooden houses were knocked down. You can see such kind of hips with the radiation signs. 0.23. Still pretty much okay. Yeah, all these roads after the disaster, they were cleaned, they were washed many times. Yeah. And this is like the new road. Yeah. Maybe 4th or 5th layer of asphalt, which was laid on top of the original one. So that's why radiation levels on the road will be pretty much okay. But once you step off the road, as I told you from the very beginning, the main danger in the exclusion zone is related to soil. Soil still holds and contains many of those radioactive isotopes. So let's go out and I'll show you. The name of which is Kopachi, is one of the closest to the site of the Chernobyl nuclear power station. If you look at this map, you can see where the village is and where is the power station. So it's literally like 2.5 kilometers from the power station site. You see that former artificial cooling lake, which was used as a source of the cooling water for the power plant. You see the Pripyat river. Yeah. Like water from river was constantly pumped into the lake, and yeah, it was used just to supply it to the.
Which way is the power plant from here? Over there.
Yeah. Wow. North. Yeah. Now we're here, and this entire place is like a big hotspot. Now we just stepped off the road, and readings jump up to 0.90. Oh. Yeah. When you go closer and closer to the ground, look, 1, 5, 7, 8. I don't stay here for a long time. Yeah, of course. Like 5-10 seconds, and when you go away, it is nothing. It will cause no harm to your body. Yeah. Yeah. Right now, you just get like what exposure dose, gamma rays that travel through our bodies, and like they slightly damage the cells in our blood. But if the exposure dose is low, we have a special reparation system inside of our like bodies, and like that system will just like repair the cells or just remove them from your body. But if the dose is very high, it can it can't like struggle against all the damages, and then you can get like some consequences. Like it depends on how strong your body is as well, because I know some people who were at the power station site after the accident and they are still alive. Like, yeah. And the thing is, those radioactive isotopes which landed here, like plutonium, for example, it's never-ending story with them, because the half-life of plutonium is like 24,000 years. And if you take into account that usually for radioactive isotope, it takes like 10 decaying periods to disintegrate entirely, so it's like 250,000 years. So like it's never-ending story. Another hotspot that I can show you will be close to this facility, to this building. This one, it used to be like a local kindergarten. You can see some like toys lying on the ground. And one of the main reasons why this facility wasn't destroyed, from the information that I found, the thing is they plan to create in this building kind of a headquarter of the work that they plan to do around the power station after the disaster. So that's why like it got preserved. You can see like some other toys, but the thing is all those buildings, all these buildings, they were washed after the disaster. As a result, all that radioactive dust with water that was falling down from the roof landed over here in front of the building. So that's why if you get closer to it, look, 3.9, 5, 15.
Jeez, that was a big skip.
One of the most important rules, don't touch the soil. Don't dig anything from the soil. Don't sit down. It was 2 point something.
Geiger just went off, huh?
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
Yeah. I would think it should open.
Well, you are in the exclusion zone.
Oh, there we go. Oh, he turned it off?
Magic touch. Now it's good now, 1.6, like. And now we are approaching to the territory of the so-called red forest.
Oh, awesome.
You see, after explosion, radiation spread depended on wind direction. So wind blew to the north first days, and then it shifted and started to blow to the west. So this is that western way. This is the territory which got badly affected by radiation. Look at the readings. You see? They go higher, 8. This is one of the most contaminated parts in the exclusion zone. Pripyat sign and the year when the construction of the town was started, 1970.
The town wasn't even finished when the explosion happened, right?
Yeah, it was still underway of
They
construction.
were almost there, right? Because the amusement park hadn't opened yet?
Yeah, like according to the master's plan, it's supposed to have a population of like 78,000 inhabitants. According to the plans that they had for 1986.
Yeah.
But I think if they manage to complete those 12 reactors, maybe 500,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah. You remember we were talking about Bridge of Death?
Yeah. Yes.
It's just ahead of us.
And that was created for the HBO series, essentially, right?
Like, not really.
Okay.
Just somebody like created that story, which worked very well. And now people always ask about Bridge of Death, which has nothing to do to the Bridge of Death.
As we drove through the red forest, something happened that we didn't notice. Our SD card corrupted. The level of radiation in the forest was so high that it had damaged our camera, our SD card, and some of our footage. Thankfully, 20 minutes later, our camera started working again, right around the time we reached the city of Pripyat.
There was a local restaurant of the town. And now, yeah, look, if you look at the Geiger counter, the average radiation background in the town is 1 point something. That's the average one.
Let's go, let's go, let's get that radiation! 17, 18, 51, 55! Hit 100! High score, high score!
There are many hotspots around the town.
I got the high score, ELTON.
Even taking into account that they cleaned the town 3 times, they cleaned like everything around here, literally. They washed all the buildings, all the streets. They removed even like topsoil, some 15-20 centimeters throughout the entire place. It did not work so perfectly well as they expected. So as a result, then they realized that people will never have a chance to return and have a normal life.
Jeez.
Yeah, unfortunately, everything looks so deconstructed because of like looting, vandalism. Yeah, Communist party leaders of the Soviet Union, and here they are, they just throw them over here. and some other community propaganda posters as well.
So they were taken down after the
They took them
evacuation?
down, yeah, and then like before they started like decontamination of the place, yeah, they just took them down and stored them in the room, hoping that they will come back. Like, and,
Yeah. Can you imagine what those are worth? To someone who wanted
Like, it was like an important part of people's lives.
Yes.
So the respect to all those people who were like leading them into like the bright future, like, and all the dreams that they had with the communism and things.
Pripyat was founded in 1970, built to house the people who constructed and worked in the nuclear power plant. By 1986, the city housed nearly 50,000 people and had 15 schools, 27 restaurants, a movie theater, and under construction at the time of the disaster, an amusement park.
Explain me what? Look.
Oh, there it is!
It's like the contrast. It's like the juxtaposition of like nuclear disaster and like
happy-
family. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Creates this, it creates this like
Yes.
weird dystopia that just visually strikes you so much more differently than you could ever. I feel like if that didn't exist,
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
More or less, they were like a Ferris wheel bound for cars.
we don't have
Big-
anything
don't
like
have
that. No,
So
you have to pay. Like, you
So
have to
that's
go
why like it's
Yeah,
so
got it.
touchy for
Bumper
you.
cars!
And yeah.
That makes sense then, because for all of us
And
Americans,
the tragic part of it is that it was never like officially open.
it never opened, right? No one ever paid a ticket or to use it.
Imagine if we had a single small town that had a Ferris wheel in it, we'd be like mind blown by it back home.
Wow.
I've seen many pictures of this place and never ever thought I'd be walking through it.
So amazing to be here. Look at all the steering wheels, they're on top of the cars.
We had seen the consequences of the disaster in the surrounding area of the power plant, but we wanted to know what were the consequences around the world. So we reached out to Serhiy Paskovich from the Institute for Safety Problems of Nuclear Power Plants to learn more.
You can find the consequence of this accident in any place of our planet.
Really? Even in the United States or South America? What kind of?
Because it was so huge flux of radionuclides, 2 kilometers in atmosphere. And after dozens hours, they polluted stratosphere of Earth. And according to investigations, this plume of radioactive materials twice rode around the Earth. And after that fall down on the surface. Of course, the amount of radionuclides is negligible, but they was. But one fact else, if we compare how many activity released, 98% activity located in sarcophagus. Now, 1% located in exclusion zone. Just 1% of these activities that accumulated spread around the Earth. Okay. And you try to imagine what's dangerous of this object. A lot of activity accumulated there, and it's very important not only for Ukraine, but for European country too, I'm sure. Because it's very dangerous to investigate this material, like explore atmosphere, or like explore human Mars survey. It was impossible to inform ordinary people what happened. It was, first of all, it was top secret. Second, it was a big fault of Soviet regime. It was big fault, and all fault of Soviet country They hide it constantly. And I am sure if not so big release and not so big impact on the environment abroad, we never know about this. And a lot of economists and politics say that Chernobyl accident is one of the impact main things that demolished of Soviet Union, because it's a lot of money, a lot of materials they spent for liquidation.
While the rest of the world has written off the exclusion zone as a complete loss, a few small villages of babushkas decided to stay. So on day 2, we went to visit them.
Oh wow, this is exactly what I kind of expected to look like.
This is exactly what you expected to look like?
Wow. Yeah, a small village of babushkas in Chernobyl.
Привіт! Панда вонючий вітер. А радий вас бачити.
Я вас бачу. Я вас рада
Yeah,
бачити.
this is babushka Hanya.
Зараз будемо снідати.
Lovely,
Ви не
friendly.
снідали ніде? Не їжте, коли мене їдете, і все.
She says that she will serve some
Так
food
откульвані
for
оце
us.
ці.
З Америки.
Бабушка Ганя. Бабушка
Заходите. Гостя
So,
тут. А вот тут.
welcome, please. You can have a look inside the house. You can bring her the food and the rest of the things. Yeah, I will help her.
This is so cool. This is sick.
Oh wow.
Look at this.
Really, really cool.
Numerous beds here.
You know you have to eat whatever it is, because then it's disrespectful.
Я, наверно, попаду в Америку.
Може бути. Все може бути.
Каже, я за борщ, а за каляварки. Садитеся, тоді будете їсти.
She says that you need to
Yes,
sit
I
down
will
and eat
знімати.
something first, and then you do
Oh,
the
camera here. Leave it there.
First that you eat.
Let's do it.
And
Oh, is that water?
it's sick. Yeah, that's water. Special water. Especially for you.
I don't think.
О, бабань, це буде зараз pure water. Pure water.
Pure, the purest.
Natural
Distilled water.
water, distilled.
Тільки ти чуть кавти.
Ні.
А хто тебе остановить?
Ні, бабусь.
Це закон, я був у бабі Ганні.
Ні. Look, I'm sorry, but you're in the exclusion zone and you came to her house for the first time. In Ukraine, we have a tradition. When you enter the house for the first time, you drink at least 3 shots.
What? That's a great tradition.
I've never drank my entire life.
Good for you, but
That's what I was saying. If you want.
you will die healthy. What's the point? What do you not take?
Cheers to
Misha, I'll
Babushka
drive.
Anya.
I'll drive.
Anya.
I gotta like this.
Delicious. From Babushka
Evan's trying so hard not to laugh.
I can breathe fire. Keep your shit together, Evan. Let me finish that bottle off, and then I'll give you the best history lesson you're gonna have.
Can you finish the bottle?
Can you?
No.
I mean, he can.
I'm a champion.
That's enough.
You said 3.
No.
You said every
For you,
time.
it's 2
You
enough.
said it's tradition.
For you, 2 is enough. No, for you, 2 is enough.
What do you call a lightweight here in Ukraine? Someone who can't take enough?
Who gets drunk easily? There's a term?
I don't think that we use some.
That just doesn't exist here.
Slabak.
Slabak.
Yeah.
We don't take shots, we take bottles here.
Да, ще на варенье, ложки. Я 2 ложечки возьму.
Та ні, одної хватить.
Ну, 2 добре.
Не надо.
Я до варенья принесу.
Do you regret bringing us here?
I start. I start to regret.
What time is it?
I think it's
It's
like 12.
midday, I think.
It's only noon.
This is the earliest I've ever drank, ever.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's the earliest I've ever drank.
To be fair, it's 2 in the morning back home.
Oh,
So-
we're good.
You've never drank before noon?
No.
Oh my god, there's so much spilling out of Gordon's.
Well, no, it's because I was knocking.
Go down the wrong pipe?
A little bit.
This is for you, okay?
Ой, Боже мой.
Thank you.
Ще раз.
Wish, man.
After we sobered up a bit, Babushka Anya took us up to her garden so that we could help her farm and see how farming is still done in the exclusion zone.
Oh, what is this? Now that's accurate. This is a straight up hog. That's accurate.
Little baby triple.
I don't want to be the bucket guy. Oh my god, I got a straight up missile. We thought it was a bit too close. Look at this one. Missile.
Never in a million years did I think I would be farming for cucumbers in Chernobyl.
What's happening here? Babushka Anya.
Ooh.
Hey! That's good. No good?
No, it's not good.
Oh, that's not good.
What is
Put it
that?
back? Throw it away. Throw it away. Can she show us how she makes her moonshine?
No.
No?
No.
It's a secret. I want to know. That seems interesting.
What is
Check
this?
on YouTube. There's a lot of
How
information.
do babushkas make their moonshine?
Yeah.
There's not going to be a babushka
That's the
showing.
well, yeah.
It's a well, right?
Yeah, that's the well. Now I will like take a few buckets and we will bring some water for her. From the well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah.
Are they gonna figure it out on their own?
Yeah, we'll get it.
I hope so.
If we can't figure it out.
If not, just call me. I'll come and help.
Okay.
I'll give you instructions how to use it.
Okay.
So really simple process. First step, open the door. Crank her down.
Is it going down?
Yeah. No, it's going up.
You sure?
No, it's going down. Okay. Crank a little faster.
Really, that far?
Oh yeah, you got a ways to go.
We gotta fill up 2 buckets.
Brandon, is this similar to the well at Conjuring House?
It's the same thing. Oh, we hit the water. We hit the water. Get a little bit farther. A little bit farther. And, okay, now you can come back up. Hey, almost here. Oh wow. A little dirty, but it's
you're
okay.
good, you're good.
Yep. Okay, let me out. Get me out, son.
You can just let go.
Okay. And a babushka. Kitchen. I'll put it here.
What are you doing?
Hey, I was doing my job here.
What? What job?
I got 3 buckets and it was their turn, and then
You didn't get 3 buckets.
we had a little bit of a catastrophe, but that's
You
what
looked it up.
happens.
That's what you did. You looked it
I
up.
don't know.
Anna,
She says that she's Hannah and she's 16.
заворотня, це головне.
16.
Yeah.
Can you ask her how old she thinks I am?
А як ви думаєте, скільки йому років?
Ну, 15.
15?
Staying here.
That's what it is. I think, yeah. No, she's like Заворотня Ганна, or Ганя.
Алексєєва.
Олексіївна.
Да.
Олексіївна, and she is 87. 87.
88.
88.
Oh.
You see? 1 year on. Бабань, скільки років ви живете тут от в селі?
88. Ну, сколько лет я живу? Ты жила. Сколько я як нас виселили, я тільки одну зиму побула, там зиму і назад. А моя матка і його матка, то вони ж не виїжджали у Грузьке, Макаровський район, а вони були в Макарові, у цьому.
Can you ask her if anyone tried to like stop her from moving back or warned her to not move back?
Бабань, а вас хтось зупиняв, наприклад, щоб ви сюди не верталися? Вам хтось говорив, не вертайтесь туди, там небезпечно, там радіація чи ще щось?
Я забула, як його казати, з Києва, він самий головний начальник. Приїхав, зібрав збори, там у Грузькому.
У Грузькому.
Зібрав збори.
So she says that there was one man who was responsible for the people who were evacuated from here in the village of Ruske, where they were evacuated, and there was a meeting. He gathered all like refugees, let's say, or evacuees from the exclusion zone, and he told them, if you don't have like small kids who needs to go to the school, you can go back.
Wow.
А Соня теж, матка Кадіки, теж, його матка на мирниця, моя матка на пальці, Соня на скамейці. Яких я везу 5 чоловік, їдемо, а мене, а там одна сідака, всі така жовта, що мені сказала, як мої близькі, я зовсім умру тут.
So she said that they were just lucky at that very moment because when they got to the checkpoint, the gate was like open. They just drove through.
А він раз,
Yeah, like they just like very on a high speed just drove through the checkpoint and like.
тепер все одно і цілувати.
So they were very thankful to the driver. Who was bringing them. Next question.
The next question is why did they want to come back?
А тепер саме важливе питання.
Того, що родина,
That's a motherland.
Матка незаменимый человек, и родина
You
незаменимая.
can't replace like mother
Так
by
меня
anybody,
народили.
and
И
the
вот
same
мои-
thing with
и
the
вот мои
motherland. You can't
молодки.
replace like the motherland by
Ой,
another, like
детки
that
мои,
or
ой,
whatever.
детки
And she
мои.
says like the graveyard that they have here, so that's the place where she wants to be buried.
Кто посадил, кто не посадил, вас только выселяют на 3 дня
Just 3 days.
For just 3 days.
на базу увечері. Ну, вони
Вам за це гроші давали?
давали, синок.
Давали.
На завтра зводьте корови.
Yeah. Next day cows. So they started with pigs in the evening. Next day cows.
А
And
тут моя
then...
корова телилась, думаю, ой, як я сметана, молоко.
So це вас все в автобуси посадили.
Посадили и везут, а куда, мы не знаем,
Вы
куда
не
нас,
знаете.
и мы не знаем, куда нас
So
везут.
buses entered the village. So Hanya, her sister, mother-in-law, and husband, they got in the bus and they just left. They didn't know where they go, what's gonna happen, like nothing. So they were met in the village by other people, and like authorities prepared everything in advance. They asked them, how many people can you take? So they were just housed, 2 family houses, like 2 people, 2, 3. It depended on the size of the house and on the size of the family, and that's where they stayed.
And then how
И
many
нам
days
все-
later
И
did they
нам
return?
возили туда, что хочешь.
Так,
Я
хорошо.
корову проела там.
Потім вам що, хату нову дали?
Не стоїть. Ми жили, оце як наш приїзд.
Скільки?
Так ми жили літо, одне літо.
З ними? Ви до кінця літа жили?
Жили до кінця. А ми ж равно поїдемо, да покопаємо, як і так, і на гараж, а самоліти.
So from the very beginning they started to plant things and so on. They were not allowed to do that,
Yeah.
and there were like
Not
people
even-
who did not allow them to do that, but they were doing that like quietly.
Ті мої хати, я тебе коли-небудь так, як мой, коли я тебе проведу.
Я якось
де-
приїду, тоді
де,
покажете.
де я жила, в
Покажете
тій хаті. Ось цих мішав, оцих.
She said thank you for coming.
Of course. Does she like having people come? Yeah.
That's why I come to see her.
Can you ask her if she likes my pants?
No. It's totally prohibited to go inside any buildings. Here is like the true image and the true explanation for that. Like look over there. This is like secondary school number 1, like one of the like oldest buildings in the town. You see?
Yeah.
And you can see that it collapsed here on the
Oh,
other side. and
Jesus.
Oh,
Holy crap.
That's pretty much what's gonna happen to majority of the buildings in the next, like, I think 10, 15 years.
Holy
Was it weather or
shit.
snow?
Weather,
Dude, that's like what happened to the one in
like,
Miami.
everything. Yeah, and right behind the walls, right behind like the windows, you can see like the classrooms. You can
Yeah,
get
you
a
can
little bit. Yeah, just have a look at the film then. Like here, another one is at the corner of the building. So yeah.
So that's why they're not letting people inside the buildings.
Look at that. You said it was propaganda, but still on the chalkboards.
Misha, what is...
They brought war like information, like always remember our like ancestors who like defended our land. Yeah.
What war is this for? Baltic? Is that what you said?
Great Patriotic War.
Oh, great.
1941, 1945.
Wow.
Usually there were a lot of such kind of information boards in every school. Yeah.
1945, that would have been World War II.
Yeah, when World War II ended. Yeah.
I was wondering like why snow affects it so much. I'm like, right, snow heavy, but then snow melts water then corrodes everything. That
Also,
got-
when water like rains down on stuff, it freezes, then expands when it freezes, and that's how it separates bricks.
Interesting. That makes-
And also at the same time, that would make sense why there's so many trees, because they'd be watered.
You could really walk around here for a week and like not see everything.
Want to take that bucket and go give it to babushka Anya?
Full of water.
Did you ever see those like, you ever get sucked into a weird YouTube video night where you watch weird stuff and you see like what happens if humans left the earth immediately at one time, and like this is what it turns into?
Yep.
Literally, this is what would happen everywhere in the entire world.
Try to guess. What was this?
Cafeteria. No?
Yeah.
I'm so damn smart.
That's
It's because I can read Ukrainian, dog.
that's
Can
one
you?
reason. Well, you can consider yourself smart.
I read it, so.
You read it.
I
Used
cheated.
to be local cafe.
Could you say it?
Cafeteria.
No, but like in Ukraine.
What's written up there?
Huh?
What's written up there?
Like say the word.
Street
What's
number?
that?
Britinia.
And what does that mean in English?
I mean,
Cafeteria.
No.
Yeah.
No. That's not true.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
Do you want me to stop this tour because that's the Britannia?
Yeah, try.
Britannia.
It's written Pripyat.
That's what I said the first time. Wait, Pripyat.
How'd you
Pripyat Cafe. If you rewind the tape, I said Pripyat Cafe.
You said
Huh?
He was saying you could like fly it in to see the stained glass.
Yeah.
Handmade. Such kind of beautiful stained glass windows. There were also many mosaics, frescoes. So beautiful.
Is this where they ate at? Like this is where the...
Yeah, there was a cafe. There were tables that they were like take a seat, like that's where they could order like food. And then on the other side there was like passengers like river tour. So before, like at the moment when they started to build the town, they made a decision to build like a water route that could connect like Kiev and like a Belarusian side, Mozar. So people could travel not only by buses or by trains, but also by means of those hydrofoils, which they launched. Like, and in summertime it was like very popular way for people to travel. They could get to Kiev within like 1 hour and a half. Instead of a bus that would like take you like 3 hours through different kinds of villages and so on. Look at that, Soviet vending machines.
Wow.
So back in the days, yeah, they used they had them almost everywhere. Plus, they had like one glass for every machine. People were using like the same glass.
Would this be
I
for
mean, like
juice?
tossing the
So it's like a
soda,
fountain
choosing,
machine
like,
at a
soda,
restaurant.
drinking it, putting down, washing, spilling the water, and leaving like the glass.
Wow. Kind of get an idea of how big the city is. Look at that building.
Yeah.
You forget how close we are to the actual reactor, and it's literally right over there.
Yeah, it's true. Bleachers.
Holy shit.
Oh wait, is this the track right here? Looks like a movie set.
Wow.
So that's the field. The forest. The forest is the field.
Tracks.
What would the goal be? Be right over here?
What?
In the middle and on the other side. Wow. Do you remember the Ferris wheel?
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
We went to yesterday. So
Oh shit, we're literally right there.
This is right behind
there
the
was a
Ferris
city
wheel.
park to the right. There was a path. There was the fence. This is the field.
Holy.
This is the pitch and the bleachers.
So the Ferris wheel is
So right now
over
we're
there.
standing over here.
So Ferris.
Oh yeah, so Ferris wheel's that way.
Yeah, Ferris wheel that way.
Right there.
Right there.
Hold on. Wait.
Did you buy tickets?
Oh, fuck. Oh man, we would be able to see the Ferris wheel for sure.
If you were to...
The stadium was built in 1986 and was meant to be opened as part of May Day celebrations that year. It was meant to be used for sports and other major events. However, it would never open, as just 1 week before it was meant to have its opening ceremony, the city was evacuated and no one ever returned.
What this is really similar.
That's the walkway.
So we're on.
Look, that's the street. That's where we are. You see the light poles? One to the left, one to the right. There was a walkway.
Holy shit.
On the right
Yeah,
side.
you almost can't even tell the difference.
Yeah, and right behind the trees, there's the building of the swimming pool.
What the hell?
Yeah, and you see all the way down like apartment blocks. All the way around.
Why do people call it? It's not a ghost town. People call it a ghost town. It's not a ghost town.
Jungle
They call it
town.
Chernobyl.
Ghost city.
Ghost city.
It is a ghost city.
It's a ghost city.
Ghost towns are the little things in California. This is a ghost metropolis.
Ghost county.
That's
That's
better.
not a city. It's not like
It's a city.
a super populated.
Oh!
My God.
Oh! I'm turning this off.
Whoa.
Oh!
What's the Geiger up to?
I didn't think there was anything cool. But oh my God! It went to the left too.
Oh. This looks like the War of the Worlds. Oh my. This is
Like they're gonna start walking and
Yeah.
like the fact that the feet are like tentacles or like spider legs.
Wait, you I'd love to.
Oh, dude. If we could climb me.
I mean, he won't know, right?
Oh.
When we come back.
Oh my God! Wait, no. Jonah keeps an eye out.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't.
It's not a good idea.
I can do it so quick.
Remember what we talked about.
What?
We didn't talk about anything.
To be fair, he said don't go in any of the buildings.
I don't think he said anything about not climbing.
You're right. I'm like waiting for this thing just to go.
He said, "Do not climb."
Oh, that is one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That is abandoned shit. Look at all the birds.
Oh, no. That was so cool when they were there.
Dude. It became a beautiful disaster.
It really did.
Все снимки мои.
So all photos belong to Alexei. These are his personal photos.
As in he took them too?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Where photos?
Зенитом я, да.
Yeah. Photo camera.
Я увлекался слайдами, позитив. Слайд.
That's Pripyat, right?
Yeah, that's Pripyat town. Yeah. Do you remember that's the river
Вот оно,
port?
потом.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to the river port.
Oh my.
From the main square.
Oh yeah, look.
Oh, this is the river port.
That's,
Look,
and that's
look
the
at that.
cafeteria, right?
Yeah, that's a cafeteria.
80-й год.
1980.
Wow.
Это-
We were just over there.
Это заход
walked all-
на ракете в Припять.
Do you remember I told you about the hydrofoil that were
Речь
getting here
вокзал.
to the
Yeah,
passengers riverside station, and there was a yacht club in the town.
Это центр.
Pripyat?
Pripyat.
A Pripyat.
Pripyat.
The joke earlier in the car.
Yeah, I got what you were trying to say, but
Демонстрация, 79-й год, демонстрация, но я на трибуне.
demonstration in 1979.
Где вот Радуга магазин, центр.
That's the main square of the town with the rainbow shop.
What was the demonstration for?
Что было за демонстрация?
7 ноября, день октября, день Великой Октябрьской революции. Автовокзал,
The bus station and
а вы заезд здесь,
lights.
КП.
That's the entrance, and there's the checkpoint nowadays to enter Pripyat.
Дерево дружбы.
Friendship of the Nation Street. One of the days we just drove through here, and one of the guys asked me what was the thing between the trees. There are many trees growing here.
Yeah.
Это не снег, это дождь упал и просто от фонарей отблеск.
They say all these are so clear.
Yeah, yacht club. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Это проспект Ленина, такие стояли.
Lenin's Avenue, and there's
Да.
like a decorations.
Керамика, строительство 3-го и 4-го энергоблока.
Oh wow. 3 and 4. Wow.
3 and 4. Yeah.
Вот здесь где АБК-2, а вот здесь смотровая площадка, а впереди город Припять. Вот так.
This is way before.
How did he
That's way
take?
before.
How did he take these
Это
pictures?
тоже
Was he
строитель.
working on
He
it?
was working there.
Okay, he helped build it. He helped build.
He was involved in the construction of reactor.
I've never seen reactor 4. I've never seen pictures of it before.
Сейчас я покажу.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's incredible. We have to have like.
Sorry?
Yeah, we have to take footage of it.
А який це рік, Тимофійович?
He's not in this picture, right? He took it.
You took it from this.
80-х где-то. Осень. Ну, под зиму.
80s? He's not in there, right? He just took it.
У вас немає на фотографії?
Нет,
No.
я фотографирую. Эй, Это вот эта графитовая кладка в 4-м реакторе. Вот видите?
The graphite blocks
Да. Вот.
for the nuclear fuel rods.
We'll get him later, Heather.
Okay.
Это подачи там 2 люка оставляют, куда подают на механизированном такой. Вот эти их 196 это отражатели. Это когда идет реакция в середине реактора идет реакция, ну расщепление уранов, да? Ну нет. Нейтрон об нейтрон ударяется, и идет же в арифметическом прогрессе увеличивается нейтрон. Это отражатели не дают нейтронам выходить за вот эту. Это кафе Припять. 80-й год.
1980 again. You remember like
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
But nowadays it is standing in front of the bus.
Люди еще ходят.
That's 1980. That's the year of 1980. The cinema,
Это-
mosaics, another one.
А это 88-й, уже видите, Прометея нету.
1988.
Oh,
1980. That's after the accident.
Same.
already.
It's the same.
The same angle pretty much, yeah.
Он сам с латуни, и поэтому его брали на атомную станцию. Вот его поставили вот сюда.
Що там, які нам фільми показували, розказуєте, в кінотеатрі? Індійські?
Да нет, ну в то время в кинотеатре Прометей был единственный в городе. Это потом... Да,
А
там
скільки там місць?
600 мест, 640 что ли. Поэтому все хотели попасть.
Yeah.
Это перенесли Прометея в 88 году под атомную станцию. Рассказывал же про это?
Да.
Да.
symbol of peaceful atom.
Мирный атом в каждую хату, в каждый дом.
It's hanging on the wall
Yeah.
inside the power, near the power station.
В клюве нейтроны держат. Да.
There is a dove, there is a pigeon holding the atom. Like pigeon is a symbol of peace.
Oh, I see.
And atom, like atomic energy.
Yeah,
Peaceful
both of
atom.
them
They
together.
had like a propaganda or slogan back in the day. Soviet authorities say peaceful atom into every home or into every house.
Interesting.
Ну, это первый реактор, там следующий второй. А вот эти трубочки белые, да, вот эти, да, это первый, второй реактор. Вот когда, как на плите чайник стоит, когда изобилие пара, поднимается температура, повышается давление. Это автоматически. Они связаны с давлением, с температурой. И тогда открываются клапана, и в атмосферу выкидывается радиоактивный пар. Радиоактивный пар. Это очень редко, но случалось. Ну, и в связи с тем, что...
Slightly radioactive, but
Yeah.
it caused no harm for the environment.
Like an exhaust.
Like it happened like once in a blue moon, like rarely, but it used to happen.
А в связи с тем, что пар очень тяжелый, радиоактивный, он при самом ураганном ветре он более 30 километров не летел.
They would just fall.
Yeah, they just fell on the ground.
До аварии при атомной станции существовала лаборатория внешней дозиметрии, которая до 30 километров она обязана была измерять влияние радиации на все живое, то есть на флору и фауну. И поэтому, когда произошла катастрофа, вот, 2 мая, когда было принято решение эвакуировать город Чернобыль и Чернобыльский район, воткнули в атомную станцию циркуль и обвели 30 километров вокруг атомной станции. Появилась 30-километровая зона, да, и КП-десятки. Но никто не думал, что они сверхлегкие элементы возникнут, которые попадут в слои, как воздушные слои, и улетят в Швецию. Это через 2 года после аварии, вот Стелла, видите, да, деревьев нету еще, видите.
You see 2 years after the accident.
Look at that.
No trees.
Look at that. It looks flat.
We've driven past that so many times too.
During the tour.
Вот вы только КП переехали, сейчас деревья здесь растут. Это должна была быть фонтаны, каскад фонтанов вот здесь, на этих площадках. Но после аварии на этих площадках садились вертолеты.
Oh, wow.
Because there were no trees and there was like a landing.
Yeah, made sense.
Проспект Ленина, видите, еще он впереди дворец культуры.
You remember we drove through, we just entered the town over here, then we turned left and right because this part of the road was blocked by fallen trees, so like there is no chance to use it anymore.
Overgrown.
Если направо, это автостанция, вот стоит дерево дружбы.
Yeah, do you remember one of the days, I think yesterday, we entered the town, and then we just passed through the checkpoint and we turned right. There was a barbed wire fence, then we turned left, closer to that collect school and cafeteria.
Yeah.
So this is the way. But you remember all the trees that grow like
Yeah, I know,
all
that
over
is-
like the French Nation Street.
That's incredible to see. Just the difference already
Yeah.
in 2-3 years.
Первые несколько лет КПП, которое вы сейчас заезжаете в Припять, было закрыто в связи с тем, что на мосту было 17 рентген в час излучения было, поэтому все машины, весь транспорт двигался в западном направлении, то есть в сторону Полесска. Это западное направление. И КПП там стояло вот такое.
Oh, wow. That's a great
So
picture. Did everybody take pictures like that? I feel like this is so special to have all these pictures. I mean, this is amazing.
Like I don't think that so many people like used to take
Yeah.
such kind of pictures. Тимофеевич, багато людей це тако фотографували, як ви оце?
Мало. Я просто увлекался таким.
His hobby.
Yeah,
That's
photographer.
why, yeah.
Видите, это 2 года после аварии, еще видно колесо.
You can see
There are
everything.
no trees,
Nothing.
Yeah, some communistic propaganda posters, the Ferris wheel and so. Do you remember, like yesterday in the evening before we left, I left the car over here and you were just walking around.
Yeah, we were walking
Dude,
through.
you realize where they? Yeah, that's just that's.
You see the Ferris wheel?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see it like that.
Oh, that's
But like,
Look at the hotel.
Look at the hotel.
I know. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, look at the hotel. That's to the right. So
Yeah,
that would
just
be,
to the right. Yeah,
That would
you
be
can,
right.
You
That's
put it
your
like that.
frame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much yes.
This is that is incredible. Jeez, I feel like we could make the whole picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is
That's
like
the left
this
side.
is to the left side.
Oh shit.
Yeah, if you put it like that.
Да, а это туда, продолжение туда. Вон, на это,
The supermarket, the restaurant, the Palace of Culture, hotel, administration, and like the way to the cafeteria.
Before 360 cameras, this is what we had to do.
This is amazing.
Panoramic.
Да, почтам.
Post office of Pripyat.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you see like all the communistic like symbols, propaganda, like phone booths.
От кафе Припять.
Oh yeah.
Oh, even that's a little overgrown.
I'll tell you, 88 тоже.
Да.
1988. See, like 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years. Look at the grass already, how it pushed on the roads and everywhere.
Yeah.
Did he leave and come back 2 years later? Or
No, he continued like working there. Yeah.
Oh.
that is
Even that one got you excited.
That's
a
nice.
great-
That's the first time I've heard Misha go, ooh.
But that's really nice.
Yeah.
One. Yeah.
Let's see.
Without like vegetation, you can clearly see like, the city park, like and everything without like vegetation.
That's the first one I've seen you excited about the Ferris wheel.
That's a really nice picture.
I know.
Like, it's
Did they
all-
ever paint it again, or was it always that color yellow?
Хтось перекрашував колесо коли-небудь після аварії?
Нет.
No.
Wow.
Never.
It's still very yellow.
That's the Soviet quality.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was in, because they were talking about a lot of
Качество было.
Yeah, я ж кажу, совєтське качество.
Рак, да?
Yeah, the rainbow shop is close to the main square. Wow.
Ну, это вот так.
Yeah, and this goes to the right.
Oh wow.
Did he ever ride the Ferris wheel?
Ви катались на колесі?
Да.
Ah.
Оно мне подчинялось. И
Коли?
25
On April 25th.
апреля.
Okay.
Его делали прокатку перед тем, как
Wait, the day
They
before.
tested.
Да,
They tested
тест
As in the day
проходили.
before the incident.
1 мая должны были открывать
May 1st it's supposed to be open.
Okay.
парк аттракционов вот этот, и заодно на стадионе, стадион, и на стадионе должны были вручать ордена, медали персоналу атомной станции, тех, кто строил. И директору атомной станции Брюханову должны были вручать Героя соцтруда.
Would he have received a medal?
No, because like
I'm saying, would he have received a medal on the May 1st?
Ви б получили, Тимофеевич? Вам би давали медаль чи ні? Чи ви не знаєте?
Давали, может быть. Это вот так.
Probably, yeah.
Это вот так.
Oh, look at that.
До стадиона. Вот так вот.
Do you remember the
Oh,
stadium?
yeah.
You see the flood lights? Like we walked.
Oh,
we,
for the
that's the entrance. Look, that's the gas station. That's the gas station.
One question I got too is so there were never any soccer games. Nothing ever happened because.
Тимофеевич, на стадионі грали в футбол? До аварії?
Ни разу.
No, never.
Сейчас.
5 days away.
Never got a chance.
Мне хватает медалей.
Was it from working on the plant or military?
The lease, because he used to work with the lease.
Oh.
Also, yeah, for the liquidation.
Are those medals common for all liquidators, or did he serve a really important role?
Для ліквідаторів це, ну, якби, як правило, мать стільки медалей, чи... No, it's not common.
So he served
Like, it's because he served.
Дело в том, что я много работал.
He worked a lot. Let's start from that. He was a hard-working person.
What was it like the job? What was like?
Що у вас була за робота, Тимофеевич?
Сейчас, секунду, я брошу. Ну,
Начинаем от...
да, в связи с тем, что... Да. Я работал на строительстве, на монтаже и 3-го, и 4-го реактора, ремонт 2-го реактора делал. Потом трудовой коллектив меня направил работать в милицию, в полицию. Ну и я был заместителем начальника, старший инспектор, заместитель начальника охраны города Припяти, и атомная станция подчинялась городу Припяти, то есть включая и атомную станцию.
So he lived there. That was
Ну,
like, yeah.
да, и, конечно, я женился в Припяти, у меня дочка родилась в Припяти.
His daughter was born in Pripyat. Wow!
На момент аварии было 4 годика.
She was like 4 years old at the moment of the accident.
Jeez.
И когда вот 25 на 26 апреля я находился со своими подчиненными, с коллегами, занимался проверкой несения службы вокруг атомной станции.
Are you serious? they were right there.
Дайте, будь ласка, цю бумажку, що ви мені показували.
А то я еще никому не показывал.
First people like showing
Yeah, yeah.
April 26, 1986, 1 hour 23 minutes a.m. up to 2:10.
Yeah, in the morning.
He was patrolling the site of power station, such kind of objects as police station of not police station, the fire station of Chernobyl nuclear power station, and administrative checkpoint of the second stage between reactor 3 and reactor 4. See, he was like directly at the place at the moment of the explosion.
He was one of the first people to see
He
it.
was one of the first, like, people who... Ви були фактично одною з перших людей, які побачили взагалі.
Конечно, ну да. И как раз вот в час 23, когда случилась авария, я находился с товарищами возле пожарной части номер 2. Это пожарная часть по охране Чернобыльской.
Because he worked on it, did he know something was wrong when he saw it?
Ну, ви взагалі розуміли, що щось случилось не то, що щось...
Когда я как раз сзади меня раздалось такой хлопок и еще маленьких 2 хлопка, очень тихих. Я обернулся, смотрю, ну там как раз 3-й энергоблок закрывает 4-й. Смотрю, такие вот, в этот момент потушился кругом освещение атомной станции. Это выбило электричество, да, электричество выбило. Обернулся, смотрю, такие шары вылетают, вот где труба вентиляционная, и почти на 2/3 трубы еще. То есть труба вверх крыша 4-го блока. Это 75-я отметка, а еще 75 метров труба идет. Она с нержавеющей стали, 16-миллиметровой нержавеющей стали сделана. И вот смотрю, еще вылетают где-то, ну, еще на метров 50, то есть уже это 125 метров.
Jesus Christ.
Ventilation stack.
Мы даже и не подумали с товарищами, что такое может быть. Ну, когда минут через 20 подъехали мы к КБК-2, вот как раз где напротив 4-го реактора, и увидали, что пол здания обрушено, мы тем более знали, как строились эти реакторы, помещения. Мы были уверены, 100% уверенность, что такого быть не может, чтобы такой реактор развалился.
It's like Titanic. It's like it couldn't sink.
It's like a Titanic, yeah. When you build the reactor, when you know all the safety measures, and when you go there and look at it and it's gone, like you can't like literally believe in that.
Yeah.
Like,
One thing I would like to ask is that, you know, he went to the administration building right after. What were the people, like, how did people react? When the people were there, were they anxious? Were they, you know, hysterical?
Тимофійович, коли приїхали до АБК-2, багато людей там було?
Я извиняюсь. Когда вот взрывалось, ну, потом пришлось еще мне там залазить в воду за человеком. Ну, я разделся. А тут сверху, ну, такой смотрю, облако появилось, как паровое облако. В этот день была очень лунная погода, луна, хорошая ночь такая, ясная, ночь ясная, все видно было. И такое облако белое над нами так покрутилось и пошла в сторону Беларуси. И на меня, на коллег посыпался пепел вот такой вот. И вонь была от этого пепла, вот как кабеля горят, то есть пластик горит, вот такой вонь. Людей было мало, уже пожарные машины заехали тушить. Но по радиостанции нас срочно требовали прибыть в отдел милиции по тревоге. Но когда вызывают по тревоге, мы были с оружием, но в гражданской одежде, но надо... Если по тревоге, то надо в форме прибыть и как с противогазом. Форма находилась дома, противогаз тоже. Пришлось ехать домой. Позвонил в дверь, жена открыла дверь, говорит, ну от тебя вонь, заставила меня возле порога раздеться и принять душ.
Wow.
Хотя я сопротивлялся, говорю, давай быстрее, она говорит, нет, иди в душ. Все-таки
he didn't want, but she told him like, go in the shower.
Заставила меня принять душ, одежду она на балкон положила. Ну, приехали мы в отдел, вот нас 5 человек было, приехали мы в отдел, а уже личный состав собрался, припятская милиция собралась по тревоге. Когда мы заходим, говорят, у вас лица такие бледные, слишком белые. а ощущение, как будто лицо горит, горит прям от жара. Ну, получили ожоги лица радиоактивные.
Yeah, they got like the radioactive like burns on the face.
Да, и, ну, только началось совещание, тут позвонил дежурный по отделу милиции и сказал, что звонила со сторожевого поста женщина, что ей плохо, и там возле нее вторая такая же находится. Это вот там на обелиске они, это, да, Иваненко и Лузганова, это мои подчиненные, они потом, их отправили утром в Москву, они там умерли, похоронены на кладбище Мытищево, залитые 2-метровым слоем бетона сверху, всех, кто умер в Москве, залиты бетоном. Ну, начальник милиции отправил меня, типа, Москаленко, езжай, разбирайся. Я взял еще с собой одного старшину за руль. И когда мы подъезжали к атомной станции, вот буквально полчаса назад не было, а подъезжаем, уже сплошной туман, мокрый туман. Это та облако осело ниже. Пришлось включать дворники, потому что видно не было ничего. Ну, мокрый туман, не то что там, а мокрый туман. Дворники, чтобы видеть. Мы этих женщин не нашли, объездили, а оказывается, ехала скорая помощь, везла там первых пожарных и забрала этих женщин и отвезла. Нам сказали, по радиостанции, мы доложили, что не нашли этих женщин. Нам сказали, продолжайте несение службы. Мы начали вокруг атомной станции объезжать эти посты, чтобы люди, которые работали ночью, не ходили на улицы, чтобы зашли в помещение. Вот где сейчас, где собирали конфайн, вот там пост находился, мужчина, Припятский УТМ, а там пригнали новые москвичи, такие пикапчики. Ну, мы потом сказали, что это графит. Ну, горящие материалы падали на капот, он рукавицей ходил, чтобы машины не сгорели, он их стряхивал.
And he was just throwing it.
Yeah, he was just like throwing the graphite blocks from the cars. So він отак от ходив,
рукавиці
збивав,
ну да.
the gloves, like,
Рукавиці збивали.
That's what he was doing, right? That's what you're
No,
saying?
not him.
No, okay,
That
he
was
saw some
another
guy.
guy,
Got
yeah.
it, okay.
Ну, тут рано утром уже начал светать, туман этот осел. Проехала машина ГАИ, собрала все противогазы у нас, чтобы не шокировать население, что люди с противогазами, мы их не одевали, они у нас на боку были.
They didn't have them on, but they told them, yeah, like you're spreading like panic among people, so just remove the gas masks.
Ну, наступило утро, прибыли в отдел, тут нас отправили, 5 человек, которых были, отправили в поликлинику к врачам.
В Припятску.
Да, МСЧ-126. Ну, когда мы зашли, как раз вот, отбирали людей для отправки в Москву. Мы увидали, в каком состоянии пожарные, тамщики, ну, все те, кто находился в поликлинике, в каком они состоянии. Им плохо, они уже такой бледно-зеленый цвет, бело-зеленый цвет лиц. И рвотный рефлекс все время срабатывает, а уже нечем им отрыгивать, да, уже нечем. Мы сказали, не, нам плохо, но не до такой степени, отказались ложиться в поликлинику, чтобы нас увезли потом в Москву. Сказали принять таблетки, йодистый калий дали нам по 4 таблетки. Это чтобы для щитовидной железы закрыть. Йодистый калий, сказали помыться, одежду выкинуть и водки напиться.
Wow.
Я приехал в отдел, доложил замминистру МВД Украины генералу Дурдинцу Василию Васильевичу. Он сказал, выполняйте. Ну, то есть, то, что врачи сказали, выполняйте. Только мы начали выполнять, наливать, а тут по радиостанции срочно прибыть в отдел.
Right at the moment when they started to pour vodka in the shots, they were called to come to the police station.
А приехали, а там нас ждет уже с Киева приехали КГБ, республиканское КГБ.
Oh, wow, that fast.
That fast.
Зафиксировать то, что мы видали.
One thing I want to ask him too, he has information. I mean, he worked on these. I mean, He worked on the nuclear reactor themselves, right? So in that moment, he has to know, like, it's worse than what they're trying to tell the people, right?
Тимофій, такий вопрос в парня. Ну, ви працювали на реакторах, ви знаєте всю конструкцію.
Да.
Ви вважаєте, що все-таки треба розказати людям, що, як і до чого там було?
Это, ну, как бы там ни оправдывались, это действительно ошибка персонала. Началось с малейшего, да, вот допустили малейшую ошибку в этих работах, в регламентных работах в постановке реактора. И оно повлекло цепь остальных, ну, непредвиденных, просто никто не ожидал, что последует.
Next question for me would be, because he was chief of the police for the city, deputy chief for the police for the city, was he first at hand for the evacuations? Like, was he the one responsible for evacuating Pripyat?
Ви приймали участь в евакуації міста?
Да.
Евакуйовували?
Конечно. Вернее, эвакуация шла без, в город 26 на 27 ночью приехало почти 1200 автобусов. Находились они стали под Чернобылем, вот там, где стела Чернобыль, при въезде в Чернобыль. Они простояли всю ночь там с открытыми окнами. А утром рано они начали заезжать, утром по ретрансляции, по радио. Было объявлено, что в 14:00 начнется эвакуация города Припяти в связи с радиоактивной обстановкой на атомной станции на несколько дней. Ну, взять документы, там, продукты питания, необходимые вещи. Многие были уверены, что эта эвакуация будет, ну, как прогулочная, образно говоря. Поэтому многие выходили в шлепанцах, халатиках, в трико. Дома поставляли котов, собак своих, там пищи наложили им на несколько дней. К каждому дому, к каждому подъезду подгоняли автобус, и по наполнению сидячих мест он отъезжал. Но когда автобусы заезжали в город, он проезжал через вот рыжий лес тут, через этот мост с открытыми окнами, еще раз скажу. Поэтому все, кто...
And they were driving all the way through the red forest, through these like bridge where really...
Да, поэтому кто сел в одежде, вот, эти одежды потом ее не могли отстирать, повыкидывали просто. Когда через 2 часа вот город насчитывал 51 тысяча населения по паспортной системе. Выселили 58 тысяч, потому что многие были прописаны в соседних селах, это раз. И во-вторых, год был пусковой, многие были в командировке присланы в Припять, чтобы быстрее пустить 5-й реактор. За 2 часа вот 60 тысяч было эвакуировано. Автобусы не ехали через мост назад, а ехали в западное направление, в сторону Житомира туда.
Did he stay?
Ви залишились в місті?
Да, в связи с тем, вот, посадкой в автобусах занимались участковые и с депутатами городского совета. Я и все почти сотрудники остальные занимались правопорядком в городе и охраной собственности всего, как государственной, так и частной. Ну, то есть и я, и мои коллеги не видали, как наши семьи садятся в автобусы. Насчет того, что... Или потом рассказывать вас, да? Потом, да? Да, хорошо. Я он спросил меня насчет ожог лица.
Ожога, да, давайте.
Поэтому, да, с утра вот лицо горело. Вот, с собой всегда бутылку воды возил, мочил полотенце и прикладывал к лицу. Ну, где-то так через там, недели 2-3, может, появились вот эти все кровеносные сосуды, были хорошо видны на лице. Да. И в связи с тем, что прямое излучение в глаза было, поэтому еще вот у меня сейчас все время двоится в глазах, поэтому я уже привык, так это раздвоение идет.
During the evacuations, the people that you were evacuating, was it fear? Was it confusion? Was it anger? Like, what were the citizens feeling? What were you seeing in their faces?
Під час евакуації, що ви бачили в очах людей? Що там? Страх?
Не было ни растерянности, ни испуга. Ну, все так, все относились очень спокойно, без суматохи. Ну, брали в общий объем, ну, Ну, с такой сумкой маленькая, небольшая, да.
This size, with the belongings.
Да, все.
And that's all.
They all just thought they were coming back in 3 days?
Like, yeah, they were told and they truly believed that in 3 days.
Многие оставили в квартирах и драгоценности, и документы. Ну, я говорю, садились в автобусы в шлепанцах, в трико, в халатиках.
Yeah, they had like sleepers, like shorts on them, like while leaving the town, like.
No clothing, just what they had.
Like, they would, like, what they were told, like bare essentials and like as much as comfortable as you can.
The term like liquidator is meant for those that removed radioactive material from the area, right? Were the radioactive material he removed the people?
Это была обязанность, надо обезопасить здоровье людей просто.
Yeah, to save people's lives.
Не было в голове ни у кого людей там за Сталина, за Родину, как такие обыкновенная обязанность, что надо спокойно относиться.
So he never dealt with the radioactive material, right? He was...
Тобто ви ніколи після аварії ви там не очищали графіт, там це до вас?
Не имело, но я, ну это же надо рассказывать. Через 10 дней, мы до 30 апреля работали в Припяти, потом нас на 3 суток отпустили найти свои семьи, чтобы мы 3 мая уже были назад в Припяти. Когда мы 3 мая прибыли в Чернобыль, нам сказали, что город охраняет уже не милиция, а внутренние войска срочной службы. Ну, в связи с тем, что 3 мая началась эвакуация Чернобыля и Чернобыльского района, до нас не было никакого дела, то есть мы были, как сказать, ну не... Да. 5 мая мы с руководство отдела приехали в Припять забирать оружие, уголовные дела, ну, документы.
So they came back?
Yeah.
Was anything different?
От 5 числа, як ви приїхали в Прип'ять?
Да. Ничего необычайного, ничего не было. Да, 6 мая попали, ну, некоторые 5 мая попали, я с коллегами. 6 мая попали в республиканский госпиталь МВД. И врачи нам сказали сразу, что вы 5 лет не встретите, 5 лет вы не проживете. Это... Да, ну, обрадовали нас. Ну,
Very happy news.
How many years has it been? Oh, I mean, I know that. Never mind. I know. Sorry.
Через месяц, ну, такой был девиз малой кровью. Типа, вы уже облучились, типа, вам уже сказали 5 лет не проживете. Езжайте назад в Припять исполнять свой долг. У вас семьи нету, то есть семья моя находилась, ну, не в Припяти, конечно, как эвакуировали, они находились потом в Энергодаре, это Запорожская атомная электростанция. Там поселили общежитие. Типа ни семей, ничего нету, ничего не связывает, езжайте нести службу. Ну, в связи с тем, что мой начальник лежал еще в больнице, меня назначил исполнять обязанности начальника отдела, то было отделение, то начальник отдела охраны. Это чужих начали присылать нам в командировку со всех областей, кроме своего подразделения, еще присылать в командировку. Ну, некоторые, в связи с тем, что некоторые прошли, образно говоря, учебу дозиметриста, там в течение часа, наверное, так. Ну, те, кто на срочной службе знал дозиметрические приборы, тому быстрее это давалось, поэтому я быстро это усвоил. Дали нам дозиметры, большие дозиметры, ну да, дали. Когда 26 апреля, вот, в обед нам выдали 26 апреля днем, дали нам накопители, такие называются карандаши. Их смотришь, там такая шкала, на свет смотришь, там до 50 рентген шкала идет. Через несколько часов подъехали, проверили, ну, это с Киева люди, с министерства. А ну дайте посмотреть, посмотрели, а там уже шкала, 50 рентген кончилась давно. Они говорят, у вас они не работают, и забрали.
Over the scale.
I got just a couple more questions. And then, how soon after Pripyat did he end up moving to here? And like how long has he lived here?
Тимофійович, коли ви переїхали в Славутич, і як довго ви тут живете?
Я в ноябре лежал я еще, в ноябре 2006 года находился в одном институте, приехал там, с министерства, и говорят, замминистра, и спросил, какие у вас проблемы. Я сказал, ну как какие. Жилья еще нету. Жена жила в общежитии ОМОНа в городе Вишневом, там, в Жулянах. Ну, и где вы хотите жить и работать? Я написал, хочу жить и работать в новом строящемся городе Славутиче. Это в октябре 2006 года было постановление Совета министров о строительстве нового для атомщиков нового города Славутич. И я находился в больнице. 28 января отпраздновал 30 лет в больнице своей. И пришел начальник, там, вот, сейчас его покойный, профессор. Тогда приехал товарищ, Люсиченко, майор. Говорит, ты хотел жить и работать в Славутиче? Езжай, строй Славутич. 3 февраля я был уже здесь.
Yeah, and on February 3rd he was already here.
Wow. Здесь еще ничего не было, стоял...
There was nothing around here at all?
Yeah. Лес был.
There was like just forest.
Just this?
Yeah. Look, just maybe like bunches. No these, no benches, like nothing.
Тогда был вахтовый поселок Якорь, это на Днепре. Ну, там более сплоченные люди были. Там, когда город строился, это с нуля строили, постепенно, не спеша. Здесь за год его возвели, город, за год его. Культурно-массовые мероприятия, ну, различные, там в театры выступали. Многие друг друга знали хорошо.
So had the accident not happened, what does he believe Pripyat could have become?
Ну, вот должны были от 5-6 пускать 86-й, 5-й, 87-й, 6-й блок. На левой стороне Припяти должны были построить 4 реактора по 1,5 миллиона киловатт, то есть Чернобыльская АЭС должна была выпускать 12 миллионов киловатт в час. Затем крупный радиозавод в Советском Союзе «Юпитер», очень крупнейший. Там девчонки получали, молодые девчата по 20 лет, получали больше, чем на атомной станции. Должны были строить мост ближе к Беларуси, туда дальше, за Шепелищем. Должны были мост на другую сторону, автомобильный мост. Далее должны были завод автокаров построить, ну, чтобы люди обслуживали. Потому что на атомной станции, вот если на каждый реактор штатная численность 1250 человек на каждый реактор. Вот если умножить на 10 реакторов, ну, 6 и там 4, 10 реакторов, то есть только задействовано будет там 13 тысяч, остальных работа. Но если бы не было аварии, в связи с тем, что Припять хорошее географическое положение, транспортная развязка, ну это имеется в виду, железная дорога, до Киева недалеко, ракета, садишься на ракете 2 часа 50 минут в центре Киева. То есть
Сколько было населения?
1300. Да, как вот желающих жить в Припяти было очень много. Многие работники, жители города Припяти работали за рубежом, строили как и атомные объекты, так и химические. Вот в Иране, в Ираке строили. На Кубе атомную станцию Хорогоа.
Last question is, what does he hope the world has learned and will learn from what happened at Chernobyl?
Не делать ошибки. Вот есть определенная инструкция, надо ее соблюдать. И отклонение может мирный атом стать очень плохим.
Great. Yeah. Thank you. Seriously, thank you so much. Genuinely, thank you so much.
On day 3, we were given a very rare opportunity to tour inside the Chernobyl power plant and see where everything had happened.
Okay, so we just went through the most intense security we have ever seen. Had to take off all of our clothes, get body scanned, go through a passport checkpoint, a bag checkpoint. I probably can't. Shit. That's probably why they didn't want us to film it. High-tech security.
Yeah, get some information. So now we started our route from the Golden Corridor. This corridor is also used by our personnel. So during our visit, we could meet them. Golden Corridor. The reason, not because it is made of gold. No. Just color of the aluminium, which was put on. After the accident, this corridor was very contaminated, and even a layer of up to 5 centimeters of walls was removed.
Wow.
5 centimeters were removed and put this cladding this cover on to protect from ionizing exposure, ionizing radiation, and also for easier decontamination and cleaning of this wall.
Oh yeah, already just natural. I mean, it makes sense.
What is it at?
1.13, which is about 4 times higher than what is in your standard city. Already. Holy shit. This is surreal. This is absolutely surreal.
This is crazy.
I've never had like full body chills.
Yeah.
Dude, like my entire body is butterflied right now.
Doesn't this feel like Universal made a set of this and this is actually legitimately what it is?
The construction of our site began in 1971 and the first unit was commissioned in 1977. So 6 years for construction. The first unit was commissioned in 1977 and was shut down in 1996.
So we could also be inside, like, and see the sarcophagus.
Oh my
to be inside the new safe confinement.
That would be insane.
That's like extreme level of clearance.
Well, that's like, I mean, the amount of radiation from that gamma rays is probably insane.
So some measuring device, for example, if some people walked at a more contaminated area and during their return, for example, for lunch or at the end of the shift to leave their working place, they can measure themselves using this device. The limit, dose limit is here, and if some exceeding of those limits, the red light will on.
Could we use it to show?
Now?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Could we?
Do you think you are contaminated?
No. That's it, yeah.
You just can try yourself. If some contamination is, you
and then
should
it would go red, right?
to take some specific measures. For example, wash your hands with cold water or change your clothes.
This is a Chernobyl K2. How often have there been checkpoints? It's been like every, what, 50 meters?
Yeah, is there 60?
So now we'll go to one of the few premises where our operating personnel is working. 24-hour shift.
Wow.
Well, not shift, 24 hours per day. 12-hour shift. Wow. Two shifts. So they are responsible for the correct operation of the electrical equipment on our site.
Oh.
Is this not like exactly what you expected it to be like at the time?
Yeah, it feels.
Some information to electrical personnel is responsible for correct operation of all our outdoor switch yards. Despite the fact that we are not producing electricity anymore, we are still in the entire system of Ukraine, and we are working like a substations. So we receive electric power from other nuclear power plants of Ukraine and distribute it to different regions of our country.
I don't understand any of that.
Even a security monitor. Look at the security monitor. Was it by choice to not upgrade all the phones and the monitors?
But they are still working.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
The next unit, control room for unit number 2, which was commissioned one year later after the unit number 1 in 1978 and shut down in 1991, but the lifetime of this unit is shorter than unit number 1 because of the event that occurred at that time. In 1991 there was an explosion in the turbine generator, and damage was, of course, and even a part of roof collapsed.
Wow.
And in order to repair and to maintain this equipment in good condition, a lot of money had to be spent at the time, and as the lifetime of this unit was coming to an end, the government decided not to spend a lot of money to shut down a reactor in several years later. Yeah? So just decided to shut down and never put in operation again. Now we finishing stage number 1, the end of the corridor, and we will go to the stage number 2 through transition corridor.
Wow.
Oh.
What?
You just left everything here. That's probably all fried or contaminated.
In 1973, we have Scala system for units number 1 and 2, and Scala system for 3 and 4. This is for units 3 and 4. Of course, after the accident in 1986, this Scala system was used just for unit number 3. This computer system was intended to register all technological parameters of the reactor operation. All technological parameters which were recorded to these magnetic tapes, you can see, and duplicating on the punch cards, special tapes, and simultaneously was printed using this big matrix printer.
Wow.
The memory of this unique system is 800 kilobytes. But 800, less than 1 megabyte.
That's 2 seconds of our camera's footage.
Not even.
Not even.
Right? Okay.
It's like a frame. Not even a frame.
But at that time it was considered a very powerful system, and it was enough to control all the parameters and to provide all the data to the control rooms. Every 2 hours, all this data, all parameters were printed and provided to the control rooms.
Wow. For one, what is it, 800 kilobytes?
Fan. Yeah.
Yeah, I just realized the YouTube thumbnail is 2 megabytes, which is
Which
would literally be
just one JPEG.
2.5 times what this entire system could hold in data.
More. What was it, 200 kilobytes?
817 kilobytes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so
Damn.
that fan is what, maybe 18 inches?
Yeah.
Give or take?
Yeah.
Where a standard computer fan now is 80 millimeters.
You can't even buy a laptop as big as that fan.
Yeah.
I appreciate you using 18 inches and then converting to
Well,
metric.
I
Just really confused me. You made me understand and then completely not.
Go to the control room number 3 near the door. Please don't film.
Okay.
Just switch off.
Okay.
Whoa! Oh my God! Look at
This is number 3.
Looks like a really, really old spaceship.
Control room for unit number 3 and for unit number 4 were the same.
Oh, this is still in operation?
Yes, but not for the unit. This is just for electrical equipment on our side.
Gotcha.
So, control room for unit number 3. The unit number 3 was put in operation in 1981 and was shut down in December 2000. From that time, we are not producing electricity anymore. We're just like a consumer and distribute the electricity that I told you previously about. Yes. Here you can see the panel of the reactor core, 1,693 technological channels. Among them, 211 were for control rods. Control rods, absorbers, which can be put inside or removed. He had to control, this guy had to control simultaneously up to 4,000 parameters. Before the accident, as a 5, it was button, red button. After the accident, it was replaced, it was changed for key. So with this key, this unit, the last operating unit, was shut down in 2000 by clicking like this.
That was the last thing they did in here, and then
Yes.
this is over?
Yeah. And it was broadcasted by different national and international broadcasting companies also.
Are all those control rods still in the reactor, or have they all been removed?
Some of them are, some were removed, but no fuel inside.
How many people worked in here at one time?
4.
Oh, wow.
Just 4 persons to operate, to control, to manage the reactor.
That would be more of one.
3 senior engineers and 1 boss. One of the advantage, or maybe the only advantage of the RBMK reactor is that fuel assembly can be changed, can be replaced without stoppage of the reactor. So the weight of this refueling machine is 460 tons.
It's exactly the same as Kiev in here.
So now we will put on our respirators and our also gloves to visit control room number 4.
No, holy shit. And these are the same rooms. Show these are holes. Whoa, wow.
Look at how this decayed.
Jeez. Now does it look like this from the explosion?
Not because of the explosion. As I said previously, the condition is worse, yes. But due to the result of decontamination, of humidity and so on, some parts, some elements were taken off to be decontaminated and used, for example, at other units. Some items were stolen just by personnel. We will stay.
Oh yeah.
We will stay here not more than 10 minutes. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
You can measure that symbol, radioactivity symbol.
Oh. 20.
Nice.
18. Still, there was a hot spot in Pripyat that was 60 something.
I know.
3 times higher. Yeah, no wonder no one can ever live there again.
It's interesting.
It's more radioactive there than
Yeah.
it is in here.
The hotspots are so much more radioactive than even where it began.
To be fair, they also scrubbed everything in here. That's true. This is one of those things where like I put, you know, visiting Chernobyl on my bucket list. Not ever, and that was way before you could ever even come in here. So to be in here,
yeah,
where it all happened, where all the mistakes and the meltdown, like everything here.
This is crazy. I mean, like, there's literally 5150. This is crazy how we are right here, right now. And you know, he's saying that, you know, they took stuff off, but there's, I mean, this had to be because of the disaster as well. I mean, look at all of this demolition that's been done, right? I know people took stuff and everything, but this is definitely, this has been caused by the disaster.
Yeah, and like what happened in this room changed the world.
Literally.
Like literally changed, what happened in this room changed the world. This, like what happened here is what led to the Soviet Union like finally having to have discussions with the United States, which led to the end of the Cold War, which basically like hindered communism from spreading. Like regardless of what you believe, no matter what, you can't deny that what happened here changed the fate of the world for the very near future.
It could have taken Europe off the map.
Yeah.
That could have happened right here.
Or if everything would have gone perfectly, it would have changed the power dynamic of the world and what countries had more.
Yeah. There were 3 different things that could have happened, and the world would have changed in many different ways from each of them.
Like you think about like Pripyat, and you think about all the people that were evacuated, and you don't realize you have 200,000 people in the villages, and then you don't think about like the millions more, the 600 million more they estimated it could have killed. And then beyond, like how much more lives could have been taken if the wars would have escalated, if the Cold War would have escalated, like...
Oh, it could have taken out the entire world. It actually could have taken out the entire world.
It's so insane. It's just like mind-blowing to like... And it's not a set, it's not a recreation.
No,
like,
no,
this
it
is like,
it.
It's not like where you go into a museum and you're like, this is what it would have, like, no, this is it. This is it.
This is...
So I don't think tourism-wise there's been more than 1,000 people that have been in this room.
Wow.
It's very like, it's minimal. Oh yeah, I just slightly pulled up my mouth to adjust it. You can smell the difference in here.
Yeah, I think it's also due to a lot of water and moisture.
So right now we're doing essentially a bioscanner to sense if there's any radiation on our clothes, on our skin, or anywhere around.
Prepare your hands a little bit. Pull your gloves a little bit.
And you can't pass until you have a lower than appropriate amount.
What does this say?
So, memorial for Valery Khadimchuk, who was senior operator of main circulation pumps. You will see these pumps in a few minutes. During the accident, during the explosion, he was just near his equipment, near these pumps, and he became the first victim and the only one who was never found. Destroyed unit number 4 became his grave. Wow. And behind this wall we have the destroyed unit number 4.
How often are people putting these flowers or these?
So, several weeks ago, his wife came with relatives, with some friends, and put these fresh flowers.
Wow.
because this anniversary in April, this anniversary, 35th anniversary, she didn't come. So she went later, a couple weeks ago. No, this is main circulation pump.
Oh, these are the pumps, okay.
Yes, 4 in one group, I can see, and four another one, and where the light is on, another group of 4 of them. Between them, a reactor. So 3 in operation here, 3 in operation there. Each pump could supply 8,000 cubic meters per hour. Water, a lot of water. 6 in operation, you can calculate 6 pumps multiplied to 8,000 cubic meters. How much water was needed per hour to cool down the reactor?
It'll be tight.
Wow. This is sketchy. Don't be afraid, it's still working.
Okay. When's the last time this thing was inspected?
Ah, falling down!
Oh my God. Thank you. Wow. Holy shit.
Holy shit. Like it's it. That's literally the reactor.
Is it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Those are all the control rod systems. Those are all the corresponding grids that you saw on the wall.
Wow. This is number 3, this is the reactor hall for unit number 3. The reactor itself. The reaction was inside 21 meters depth of the reactor vessel, almost 12 meters in the diameter, and the reactor core was there. These all are technological channels for fuel and for control rods.
Wow.
You can walk
on it? They just let you walk on this?
Wow. Biological shielding, more than 2,000 tons, which was lifted up as a result of the explosion. It was moved up to 30 meters. The reactor 4 is there.
Right there.
That way, yes. Fresh fuel was hanging from the top of this devices, 7 meters. Then using the crane, it was put inside one of the sections in the storage pool. It was surveyed for its correct form. Then the driver, the operator of this refueling machine, drove this machine to that location, took this fresh fuel inside this barrel, then he positioned specific channel, left his cabin and went to the second floor to the control room there.
Wow.
You can see the windows.
Yeah. So
Right?
we were in the control room, were all these the buttons that were on the board?
Not buttons, but on the table.
wall.
Yeah, on the wall. On the table, like all active, all channels in operations were illuminated.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So I was going to say, I actually think there's a metaphor I could explain it with, and that would be like if wood could chop itself. Like if you chopped wood and then that wood could go chop more wood, but if the wood chopped itself too fast, the wood would then catch on fire, which is why they need water.
But how much wood could a wood chop?
That's what I'm saying.
If a wood chop could chop wood.
And that is what they found out here. You up your head, Jonah. Don't do it again, Jonah. You don't have a helmet on anymore. I was telling Jonah not to hit his head and Evan fell down the stairs.
No, it was commissioned in 1977 at the beginning of our operation, of our lifetime. And it was intended to protect people from radiation and also against atomic war. The Soviet design, each door 800 kilograms.
Wow.
Two entrance. This facility is designed to hide, to shelter 750 people at the same time.
Wow.
It is an operation, it is checked, the equipment is checked, and if something happens, it can be used. This is diesel generator which could be in operation for 3 days continuously in case of blackout. Loss of power, this generator can work for 3 days.
Wow.
Tanks with diesel fuel, another tank below this floor. It is checked every 3 months. It is in operation mode. Operation condition.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yes, from that time, all special. Yeah.
Wow. Would it be politicians? Would it be important people?
This is just for our employees.
Just the workers?
Workers, yes, workers and top management. So,
yeah.
Room for engineers, just for correct, for engineers and technical staff to correct maintenance of this operation of the facility.
Straight up wood.
Yeah, it is the original floor from that time.
Wow.
And this is ventilation chamber with carbon filters to provide fresh air for the 3 days also.
That's it? 3 days?
3 days. During these days, the decision should be taken how to take people and take them off from this facility. Room for technical water, not for drinking, just for technical needs. Water for some needs, for example, for cleaning or for shower. Please don't pick up the phones. It is still connected to our top management.
Wow.
Some historical pictures, court trial of top management of the time, decontamination of streets, evacuation of Pripyat town. Almost 50,000 people were evacuated on April 27.
Which reactor is it?
This is 4.
That's 4.
This is shelter object or sarcophagus. Number 3, we were.
Okay, so it's like this, the dome goes over here.
Yes, you safe confinement here.
Really? Yeah,
yes.
this is number 3.
I thought they slid it.
It was
they slid it this way.
This way, yes.
Oh, perfect. They had a big field right there.
Historical equipment which were used after the accident. For example, this one, the most reliable. The measurement range is not so high, just to 200 roentgens. But still it was in use at that time. The most powerful among all these, this one up to 1,000 roentgens.
Oh wow.
We are not using this equipment anymore, except this one. This we currently use.
What they've been checking our car with.
Yeah, what is that again? Checks Roentgen?
This is radiation monitoring, like dosimeter. Dosimeter and our personnel from radiation protection department use this device to measure everything.
Yeah, we saw them doing that earlier. So this whole place right here can still be used?
Yes.
If in case
Yes, it's an operation condition. So if something happened, we can provide shelter for people.
Wow, it's amazing.
For workers, not for...
Yeah, just the people.
This is what I've been wanting to see this whole time.
So this is a shelter object. We now cannot see this facility from our location because new safe confinement is already slid over. So
you're just talking about the sarcophagus? Whoa. This is the coolest thing.
So this is the current situation. This investigation for make such model was made only by humans. No robots worked under the high levels of radiation. Just refused to be operated. Yes, the human do all the investigations and put all the detectors. This is a reactor. We were working.
These the pumps?
Yes, main circulation pumps.
4 pumps.
We were at the central, on the reactor hall of unit number 3.
That's what we were walking on right there?
Yes, and it was lifted up and stayed like this.
Oh. Wow.
All fuel, all graphite stacks which were inside were scattered around. No uranium fuel, almost 200 tons of uranium left, just 5% was thrown into the environment, air, and 95% under the high temperature was melted and mixed with concrete and metal.
So how close were we today at the closest point to this? Like
Approximately 30 meters, maybe.
Wow.
So if
Less than 100 feet away from them.
Yes, if we close this one, so we will.
Wow.
Where
We were right. Where you were saying?
Yes,
In that room right there, yeah.
Right here.
And
That's crazy.
even in control room 4, it still only went up to like 20, which is less than Pripyat.
That's really crazy.
Wow. Are these all the countries that have contributed money to the building
Yes,
of it?
45 countries were included to the project of new safe confinement, which was led by the Novarca consortium, French companies, French two main contractors, and number of different international subcontractors.
Did these countries volunteer their money, or were they asked?
So, total cost for this project here, and you can find your country, how much money your country spent.
Where are we at?
USA.
USA. We donated
4 million.
We're the second highest. I don't know what EK.
Oh, the top, yeah, 34.
This is European Commission.
Commission,
Okay. Yeah.
So we donated 304 million?
304 million.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
As of May 31st, 2019, so potentially even more.
Jesus.
Structure consists of two parts. There were 3 lifts for each part. So sections were assembled, then using these special jacking systems, it was lifted up. Then another sections were assembled, second lift, and also third lift. 3 lifts in each part. Then when one part was ready, it was moved away a little bit, another part was constructed, then both parts were joined. The total weight of this facility is 37,000 tons.
Oh, it's bigger than the statue.
37,000 tons, including all crane systems, which will be used for removal of all these unstable structures. Different clearings, at least minimum 3, yes, you can see on the photo. Also this metal frame, this structure is designed for operation for 100 years at least. That's why special air conditions should be kept. 22 degrees Celsius, not more, and humidity 40%. To prevent a corrosion of this metal frame for the long time.
Officially, day 4, closing in on 100 hours.
Jesus Christ.
And there's actually no one here right now. No one's allowed to be here at this time.
Why is that?
It's Misha.
Yeah, he just let us.
Misha got us in, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Tours don't come here this early. Like, we still haven't even seen, I'm gonna go with 85% of Pripyat. Regardless, one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life, in the weirdest way. But when you take out the fact that like we couldn't have done anything about the incident and we're just here to like see it and learn from it,
yeah,
it's one of the coolest experiences you can ever have. And I love the fact that like they've literally said that they're never going to touch anything here. They just want to see what happens. They just want to let it be overgrown. They're never going to trim a single plant. They're never going to cut a branch. They're never going to pick up a single piece of debris. They're just going to let it all rust and fall apart and just descend.
Take over. Nature's going to take its course.
Well, maybe let's go walk around and spend some final hours here. Yeah. And then we got to go leave the exclusion zone.
Let's do it. You really think there's nobody here?
I actually know there's no one here.
We should do like a call to see if there's anybody here.
Go ahead, do a call. Yahoo! Wow, that really echoed. Everywhere you look, street lights, benches. I think it's fair to say that this is something everyone should try and do before they die. I think that's fair to say. I actually feel like if there's anything I'll ever advocate, I won't even advocate for skydiving to be something everyone should do before they die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But this is.
Yeah, it's more adrenaline. This is actually, you have to be able to see another side of the world that you've never seen before.
Hear it.
Who was that?
Wait, there's someone else here.
Wait, is there somebody else here?
You! Wait, what? Who is that? Who else is here? That means someone heard that from so far away. Oh, wait, what is this? I'm just very curious. No, what is, whoa, look,
Oh, wow.
no, look at this artwork on the side here.
Oh shit.
Look at this.
Look at her freaking forearms. What is she lifting?
Holy shit. You see that forearm? It's from holding that thing.
All right, so before we leave Pripyat for the last time, I think it'd be kind of cool, like, if we all just stood here for a minute and think about everything we've learned, all the old footage we've seen, and even our visit to Slavutic yesterday, and just kind of like close our eyes and try and just like visualize what this would have looked like today, and then open your eyes and maybe you can see it.
Take it all in.
Yeah. So just kind of picture what a city that could have had 500,000 people would have looked like. So much for tuning in and watching our 100 hours inside of the Chernobyl exclusion zone series. It's just bewildering to me that I'm even saying that. Wow. We've actually been here for 99 hours as of right now. We're going to spend our last hour driving out through security checkpoints that we can't film anyway, so this is going to be farewell.
We took a train to the nearby city of Slavutich, the last city ever built in the Soviet Union. This city was built to house the evacuees who lived in the exclusion zone prior to the disaster. We wanted to know from survivors what it was like and how the cleanup was. We met up with Alexei Timofeyevich Moskalenko, who was deputy chief of police in Pripyat at the time of the disaster